There's not 7 simple steps to buy a piece of rental real estate, especially in a market where you might not live. All right, it's not an easy process. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. This is insane that everyone uses these horrible clickbait things to get people to talk.
Over the last 10 years, my team has helped people buy over 4,000 single-family residents for investment.
So what I'm gonna do is share 7 very real things that you have to consider before you buy rental real estate. And just to let you know, between me and you, if someone is saying investing in rental real estate is easy, you should run, because that person wants your money, period. Before you buy a piece of rental real estate, here's some things you should consider. 1, you've got to identify your market, where you're planning on buying. You can buy in your own backyard, you could buy in the market somewhere in the country, you could buy internationally if you know how to do that. The truth is every market's different. Every market has different risk levels. Every market has different benefits, different employers. Some are blue collar, some are white collar, some are enormously diverse, some have one employer in the town. You really should understand all that before you start throwing your money at something. Number 2, once you identify your market, you need to figure out how you're planning on investing. Are you gonna buy liens? Are you gonna buy duplexes or fourplexes? Are you gonna work directly with builders and have them build you brand new stuff? Are you gonna buy single family, duplexes, fourplexes, small commercial, large commercial, shopping malls, real estate investment trusts, syndications, tenants in common? The truth is there's a million ways to buy real estate. So you have to figure out not only where you wanna buy real estate based on the factors that defines what that market has to offer. We have some markets with incredible appreciation, but not great cash flow. We have some markets with incredible cash flow, but not great appreciation. And we have some markets right in the middle. But that's all because of market factors that are really dependent on those specific markets. And we're investing right now in 5 different major markets. With that being the case, you also have to figure out how much money you really have to throw at this thing. You know, are you investing on the part-time with money in your pocket? If so, you might want a house hack. There's a ton of great videos out there about house hacking. You just buy an investment property with more than one place to live. You say it's your primary residence, you live there, you put down 3.5% with an FHA loan, or you put down 5% with a conventional financing loan, and it's your primary residence. Great way to get into real estate investing. Or, am I actually investing in real estate? Am I not gonna move to Memphis, Tennessee to live in a house so that I can house hack it? If that's the case, then I have to bring in 20% typically. If it's inside of an IRA, 30%. Truth is, you gotta know all that, how much I'm gonna have to come out of pocket before you ever go looking at properties, because you're gonna spin your wheels and waste a whole bunch of time if you go to buy a property thinking you can buy it with $3,000 and it's really gonna cost you $20,000 to make the down payment. You're gonna waste a bunch of time for a bunch of people or a bunch of time for yourself. It's just not much fun. With that being the case, you also need to know where your source of funds is. Your source of funds is really important because it can change dramatically every piece when it comes to lending and purchasing, closing timetables, the whole 9 yards. When you're talking about your source of funds, we really are saying, is it cash in the bank? Is it money inside of an IRA? Is it money coming from another property? Are you conducting a 1031 exchange? This can get really complicated really fast. What if your situation is, I bought a property in the 70s inside of my self-directed IRA that I set up and never really look at anymore. And now I want to 1031 that property to some more properties that are in a better cash flow market. We do this all the time. We're doing $4 million of that right now. We've got $15 million of that lined up for the next quarter. The truth is that's a really common thing for us, but to do that one transaction type, you've got to have a lender who lends inside of a self-directed IRA if you have any mortgages in place already. You have to have a 1031 custodian who will work within your self-directed IRA also. And you have to have some communication with your self-directed IRA so they'll release funds when we need them to release. So the truth is that's some really complicated pieces that you have to have just based on where your money is. If it's cash in the bank, pretty simple. If you want to get a lender to loan you money, then you're going to have a lender who understands rental real estate. The numbers of renters who don't understand rental real estate, it's just mind-boggling. You also have to understand what your box is. I just cannot believe people go out and buy whatever piece of real estate there is. You know how you don't become an expert in something? By not specializing in something. You don't have a brain surgeon who's also a plumber. The truth is people buy whatever piece of real estate because that, like, it's all the same, and it's absolutely categorically not. Duplexes have very different risk profiles than fourplexes, and fourplexes have different risk profiles than than small commercial. We specialize in 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family residential real estate. The simplest, most straightforward, highest demand rental units in the world, because there's always people who are renting 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And our box is tiny. It's this tiny little thing. We're not the rocket scientists, but the truth is we know exactly what we want to buy. And the people in the market know exactly what I want to buy because they know that we're not going to buy something older than 1980. They know that we're going to be buying in a class A or B neighborhood where you feel safe walking on the road. They know that we're going to be buying between 1,200 square foot to 2,400 square foot and about 50 other things that we're not going to buy outside of our box. Because as soon as we stay inside our box, we've done that deal 4,000 times before. So doing it one more time, not a big thing. Beyond all that, you've got to know your purchase price ratio. You've got to know your expense
expense ratio. You've got to know whether you want it managed or not. You've got to know how to find a manager, and you've got to know what reserves you're keeping on hand. All of that is crucial stuff that I don't have time for in a 5-minute video. Come back, we'll talk about that more. Call us, we'll talk about that more. All that stuff is crucial, especially reserves. Don't do rental real estate without proper reserves. CapEx, capital improvement, vacancy and repairs, those are real things. But if you're not planning for those, you're just planning to fit.